Hey, welcome back to Dad Life Chess. This is Joel. It's time for another training game here on chess.com. It's been a little while since I've played a training game, but definitely time for us to do this. Ooh, they stopped my favorite way of playing against the b3 opening. I oftentimes will play b3, d5, bishop b2, and then I will play bishop g4. The idea is if they play almost like on autopilot this e3 move, you take the queen, but it happens in bullet, not so much in the 10-minute games. All right, we're gonna play this kind of in like a reverse London style. My opponent seems to be very familiar with this opening setup, so we're gonna go ahead and I think I'm just gonna play bishop e7. The idea is my opponent might let's see here. Now that they played here, once they play, okay, that's interesting. I'll just drop back. I'm not afraid of this moving my pawn closer to the center. It's kind of an interesting setup we have going here. My idea now is probably bishop. I was gonna say here. I might go here. That is so weird. That is so weird. My opponent is playing very fast and very confidently that this is the best way to do this. Okay, well, so we have this kind of pawn structure. I'm just gonna go here, put a little tickle on that pawn. Yeah, it's kind of a thing. Push here. I feel like getting my rook lined up with their queen. It's still pinned. And I have ideas of pushing. What do we got? Push here, here. I feel like that's a good move. Queen here, can't go there because bishop. Something here, it feels like takes. You have to take back here. Oh, there's definitely something here, it feels like. Here. This bishop is unguarded, so if I can find a way to attack like it here. So my question is this: is my bishop better than their knight? So like, here's the idea. Here takes, and then here, or here takes. That doesn't work. Here just takes the bishop. Knight takes. Queen takes. Don't know if I like that. Maybe there's nothing specific I can do. Let's go here. My opponent's definitely going for the attack. It may pay out well for my opponent. That pawn is definitely going to be a problem. Can't go here. What does my opponent do to this? Takes. Takes. Okay. Feeling like let's just push. Let's push these pawns. Let's push these pawns, I say. Now I can take here. Nope, can't do that. That's a threat. That is a threat. Now I can go here. Yeah, I was gonna say I can go there. I can go here actually. Without these queens on the board, I feel like his pawn looks like it's gonna run. I'm not sure. I literally don't even know how we got to this split. The moves came so fast it almost felt like a blitz game. Okay, well, let's see here. Let's go here. The idea is this. Okay. Let's go ahead and push these pawns. Outside passer seems to be a powerful piece. This pawn is going to be the winner of the game, I think. Okay. We're just going to get this other pawn rolling. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. My idea is here next. Mm-hmm. Takes here. I will go here. Gladly. And I will go let's see here. We'll go here. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I'll go here. I'll go here. Mm-hmm. Go here. Let's go here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did I miss that a lot? I'm not sure. Well, Untung Cater. That was an interesting game. Let's go ahead and look at this one and see what happened. My opponent played rather quickly in the opening, and I'm not sure if my opponent ended up with a great position. So let's see here. So starting from the beginning, opponent plays b3, an opening I have played before. I used to play b3 all the time and really like the positions. I feel like if my opponents were like guaranteed to play the e5 lines, I just it's kind of like a philosophy I have in chess. Maybe that's why I play the London system. I like to play openings that perhaps annoy your opponent. I don't like to go into the lines that they are booked up on, and who knows, maybe I'm stunting my chess growth. So we kind of have almost like a reversed London here, and my opponent, look at this, at this point right here, we are 10 moves in, and my opponent has used a total of 7 seconds. 7 seconds. So my opponent either has played this a lot, or I'm not sure. I was actually going to look at my opponent's profile here and see if they're relatively new to chess.com. Started in March 12th, 2021. So a relatively new profile, perhaps an alternate profile. Smurf line, who knows? I didn't want to voluntarily trade. I didn't mind this. Kind of bolsters my center. Having this c6, d5, e6 pawn structure gives me options for things. This right here did not make sense. Like, voluntarily making his pawn structure rather weak, I felt like. And so anyway, so I played queen b6. I'm putting pressure on the e3 square, protecting, not exactly the most active approach for the rook. Here, I felt like there was something. This move I would kind of want to go back to and look at, because I feel like I want to say here, do something that felt like there was a tactic, but I could not see it. So I just traded down, and my opponent went all in for activity. But here, I feel like e4 was probably a huge mistake, which ends up being a relatively large mistake because I'm able to kind of push these pawns. And this is probably one of those areas where I miss like 100 easier wins. I want to see actually real quick, because I want to look at the computer with this and see if it's how poorly I played. I'm just trying to always be exchanging, and then here, check, 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 anytime. So he did put me in check every time. Yeah, and then obviously, okay, so I did queen win, and then I don't know why. I think there he was just trying to see if I was pre-moving, but at this point, we'll take the win. We'll take the win. Okay, well, let's look at the let's see what the computer says here. And okay, so it did look like let's see if we can pull up the it looked like I had the advantage from the most part. This looks like a point in the game where I lost the thread and went from -3 to zeros kind of, and then able to get back in here. So all right, well, let's look at the opening here. b3. I think there's a chessable course coming out, lifetime b3 repertoire. I'm going to be very tempted to get that. I would love to know the lines to play b3, because I think you get some very interesting positions. So nothing super fancy here, all pretty standard stuff. Taking, I think, is probably a mistake. Able to get my central pawns kind of releasing the tension in the center. Probably not the best idea for my opponent, but we're out of the opening, so let's I should back up here. Let's just look at the analysis. And so right here in the middle name, I knew there was some there's back-to-back inaccuracies, so that'll be fun to look at. So anyway, so all this stuff, look here, looks like I have a slight advantage, but as you know, playing chess for any length of time, if you're maybe an amateur or non-professional, -0.67 doesn't really mean a whole lot. Anything can happen at this point. So okay, so here, 94 was the best. Wow, that's interesting. So back up. So right here, actually, it was better for me just to take. Bishop takes, and then castles. Interesting. This did not feel like, yeah, that was not the most accurate. It kind of gave up a little bit of the advantage. And then that I was gonna say, first inaccuracy, that couldn't be right. So bishop takes is right, takes, knight d7, and then queen b6 attacking. That makes sense. Rook f3, a5. Okay, maybe just kind of like pushing this little bit of a minority attack, try to loosen up his queen side. That's actually an interesting idea. So I played rook fc8. It's inaccuracy, not too horrible, but the ones that I'm kind of curious about, knight c5, I guess, was good. Not necessarily the best, but this, okay. Oh. I guess there's not really anything here. So like this is just gonna take and then take. No, there's not really, like, much worse would have been this. That's definitely bad because I take here and then they take here. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So yeah, I guess So right here, c5 is a good move. I take, kind of gets down to zeros. Queen takes, bishop takes, queen takes, c5, good move. All right, so here my opponent goes for like full force attack, and it's saying queen b8. Okay, queen b8 attacking e5. I just don't like this idea of push here, but I guess takes and then takes, I guess. So, okay, the computer finally came around to agree to my brilliant e takes f5. Let's just say that. Took Stockfish a little bit of time to see the depth in my move here. Actually, whoa, look at that. It's given e takes f5 as a strong move. I hope it gives me an exclam. Nope, it doesn't. All right, queen takes, and then queen e6. It's in there. It's one of those. It's one of the moves. Rook c6. That's interesting. Rook c6. Rook e8 is an option. I played queen e6. I don't like it. Maybe the computer would prefer like me to maneuver and stuff like that, but like when my opponent is attacking me that strongly, and I know I have like some good my pawn structure is better and I'm like favorable in the endgame, I much would rather trade off queens. My opponent says no trade of queens, so I say okay, rook e8. Yeah, we're getting strong here. Rook f1, c4, rook e7. So that's not too bad. e4, yeah, d4. That was, whoops. There we go. d4. That was that was definitely an inaccuracy. d4, queen f5. That was a mistake. Rook d8. The idea is, can't he just stop? Oh, then I have check. That's check because he can't move off of that. So then queen takes, rook takes. Oh wow, so this is just here. Rook d7. Yeah, and these pawns are just gonna fall because there's no way. Yeah, I definitely misplayed that. I rushed it in. My c4 was a mistake. I just kind of was rushing the position. So rook takes, here we go. Queen takes, rook needed to go over here. I played an inaccuracy, but it should have been rook c2. Oh, that's a good idea. Just hitting here, rook e2. Here, can I just take? Yeah, interesting. And then I can even play here. So like, let's say here, can I do here? I could just take the pawn. Oh wow. Yeah, everything's falling. So that was kind of an interesting maneuver. It's just like bringing my rook over on top, like behind this pawn. And I think I was focused on the wrong idea here. But here we go, back to back inaccuracies. So h4 is a mistake. My move was an inaccuracy. Better was push. Mistake. d3, mistake. Yeah, I thought that my opponent was going to go here, but then I can go here. He goes here. I go here. He goes here, and then queens, but that's not what he would do. So I was thinking here, d2. The right move is here. Oh, wow, look at that. Because then takes, rook c2, check, a4, rook c5, queen takes, rook here. Yeah, and it's basically a drawn rook end game, but I feel like black has better chances, but I definitely see I see where the computer's going. So yeah, my opponent missed an opportunity there. I just felt like I had such a powerful position, and then here I'm playing kind of cautiously. There's something I recently learned in I think it was a video or something like that. They were saying something like when you're playing, oh duh, check, has to take, check. Oh, that was easy. Why did I miss that? I missed that like 5 times, didn't I? Right here. Yeah. So wait, king. When did I first miss this? Yeah, right there. I just push check. It's check because it's double check, check and check. Ah, man. Takes, check, here, check, boom. A5 here, king here, 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 and then that's over. Definitely missed that. Actually, I was talking about the fact that like in the end game, you need to be patient and allow, just like literally like be able to like slowly maneuver your pieces and improve them, and kind of like torture your opponent, just squeeze it. And I was kind of thinking that process, missed this tactic, which was actually really kind of cool. I totally forgot about that. As soon as my opponent moved his rook off of the d file, I simply can just promote, boom, because at this point, yeah, check. I have this move for a couple of moves. My opponent, yeah, same thing, check. So then he finally moves off here, but it's still greatly winning. Oh, wait a second. Okay, what? How? What's going on here? King here. It's the whole, yeah, he's in line. The idea is here. Yeah. Boom. Boom. I should have seen this. This is a tactic I'm pretty aware of in the end game. I don't know why I didn't see that. So here, the boom, should have gone here. The idea is checks, 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 checks. You can't. There's gonna be a time when the checks run out. There's gonna be a time when the checks run out. But the idea is, you get. I just needed to play Rook A1. That was the key move. Takes here, and there's no real. If it goes here, like let's say it just goes here, literally just go here, and same idea. But if he plays here, just go here. And then that's definitely a good tactic to remember. So definitely missed some easier, faster wins, you know. But I just allowed this dancing around, so to speak. That was definitely a blunder, and that was my best move. Here, checks, checks. I'm just getting closer and closer to him. And then there it is. And then boom. Yeah, okay. So it wasn't clean. It wasn't a clean endgame technique. I had enough time. I feel like I was getting a little bit lower on time, but definitely some points in the game that could have been played a little bit better, quite a bit better. So definitely a good game to analyze and look over some critical points in the end game. Actually, some of those end game tactics, those themes, are something I could probably repeat in my game. So I'm gonna look those over again. hopefully solidify them in my mind, and won't make that mistake again. All right, well, hey, thanks for watching, and we'll hopefully be out with another video soon. So until next time, thanks for watching Dad Life Chess. Have a great night.